Hello everyone, this is the solution of your ASAT practice. We start from question 1, the area of a regular 12-sided polygon. Okay, so what is a polygon? Polygon is a shape like this, and the question says it has 12 sides, but we don't have to draw all of them, we only need few of them, yeah. So actually we only need one. And then as you can see, the center angle will be 360 degree divided by 12, so we'll have 30 degree. That means this angle is 30 degree. Okay, and then the question wants you to find the radius of the circumference of the polygon. The radius will be this one, and the questions also give you the area of the polygon. The area of the polygon is 12 times the area of one rectangle. So 768 equals to 12 times the area of rectangle. The area of rectangle equals to 768 divided by 12. We'll have 6 maybe, 72, and then this one is 4, this one is 8, it means 4. We have 64 for the area of one triangle. And then the area of one triangle will be this one, area equals to half times A times B times sine C. So this is the formula of the area of a triangle. So the area is 64 is already given, equals to half times A. The A is R, the B is also R, the sine C is sine 30. So we will have 64 equals to, this one is R squared times half, sine 30 is half. That means we will have R squared times 1 over 4. And then you move to 4, you'll have 64 times 4 equals to R squared. You don't have to times it because we can square root both of them. So square root of 64 equals to 8, square root of 4 equals to 2. That means R equals to 16. So the first answer is 16. Okay, next is question 2. For question 2, it's about bearing. I want you to focus on this sentence first, especially this one. From town B. From town B means you have to draw the point of B first. Okay, that's the first step. And then you will draw the knot like this. And then you will measure 45 degree because it says 45 degree. So 45 degree may be this big. And then you create a line like this, and you'll get the town A, it says, and the distance is 200 kilometers. Okay, that is the first. And then the second one will be the sentence, town C is located 400 kilometers from A on bearing of 165. So we have to focus on these words, from town A. That means we'll create another node from A like this, and then we will measure 165 degree. 165 degree is maybe this big, 165. Okay, and then we only have to create another line. This one is longer than before because it's 400 kilometers, and we'll have town C right here. Okay, so we already draw the town A, town B, and town C. Let's take a look at the statements. The statement says the bearing of town B from town A. It says from town A. Okay, so we'll start from the north of A to the B. To the B means this big. Okay, and then how do you find it? First, you have to extend this line. So you will have 45 also right here, because this one and this one is the same. yeah, corresponding angles. And then because we have 165 right here, that means we can find this one. 165 minus this one, minus 45. You'll get 120 right there. Okay, so this one is 120. And then oh, actually we don't have to find the 120. I just wait, we need to find the green one, right? So just add 45 with 180. That's it. So for 180 plus 45 equals to 225. That's the answer. Okay, the first one is correct. Next is BAC. BAC. Now we have to find BAC. Okay, let's go back. So we already have this before. This one is 120 degree. That means this one will be 180 because it's a straight line. Straight line 180 minus 120 equals to 60. Should be 60, but the statement says 45, so it's wrong. This one is wrong. Next, the distance between town B and town C. Okay, we already have this one, 60 degree. Next is to find this line, the line of that line, BC. Yeah, so we only have one angle right here. Let me make it clear. So this one is 60 degree. We only have one angle right there. That means cos rho. Cos rho means this one is x. So x squared equals to this one, 200 squared plus 400 squares minus 2 times 200 times 400 times cos 60. Okay, I have a little bit trick for you to answer, to calculate the questions like this. The question give you a very large number, yeah, so you can simplify it first, like you divide them by 100. That means you will have 2, you have 4, you have 2, you have 4, and then later when you have the answers you have to multiply it by 100, yeah, because for this one we simplify it by 100. That means later you have to multiply it by 100. This one is 4, this one is 16, this one is 16, cos 60 is half. Okay, so x equals to square root of 4 plus 16 is 20. This one is 8, so 20 minus 8 equals to 12. That means final answer is 2 square root of 3. Simplify the square root of 12, okay? And like I said before, because we simplify the numbers, that means at the end we have to multiply it by 100. Don't forget about that. 200 square root of 3. Yes, this one is correct. Next is the distance from town A. Distance from town A to town B, which is 200. This one is 200. It says less than 200. It says less than the distance of town B to C. Town B to C is 200 square root of 3. Okay, so it's clear that this one is, sorry, this one is smaller than this one, yeah, because 200 times square root of 3 will be greater than 200. That means this statement is correct. Okay, next is question C. Question 3. A children playground toy, blah 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 blah. Each ladder support is 80 centimeters long. So this one is 80, this one also 80, yeah. And then the angle is 120 right here. And then the sloping side is 80 square root of 6. And the angle is 30 degree with the ground. Okay, so the situation is like this. Okay, calculate the angle between the right hand ladder support, or the question wants you to find this one, and the ground. You may ignore the small platform. You can ignore this, yeah. Okay, so this one is about triangles. So I think we have to create a triangle first. The first triangle is like this, and like this. Okay, from that one, I think we can find the x, the length of the x. Okay, using cos rho. Cos rho means x square first equals to 80 square plus 80 square minus 2 times 80 times 80 times cos 120. Like I said before in the previous questions, you can simplify the length by divided by 10, like this, like this, like this, and like that. Okay, even if you want, you can divide them by 80, yeah, but I think that's too much. So this one is 64 plus 64 minus this one is 128 times cos 120 is negative half. Why is it negative? Because it's on the second quadrant. Next is to simplify. This one is 128, this one is 64. So we have x equals to square root of 180 190. Am I right? Wait. Oh, my bad. Should be 192. Okay, and then 192, if you simplify this, you have 8 square root of 3. Okay, so the x is 8 square root of 3. Next, we don't need these triangles anymore. Oh, wait. Actually, we still need that triangle to find this angle. This angle first. Wait, what? Yeah, okay, that one. Yeah, so we have 120 right here. This one is 120. Oh my god, so hard. So this one is 120. Okay, and because this one is 80, this one is 80, that means the triangle is isosceles. And because the triangle is isosceles, that means you can minus 180 with 120, and then later you divide it by 2. You will have 60, that means 30. Okay, so we already have this. It's 30 degree. Okay, and we also have the x. The x is 8 square root of 3. Okay, next we'll move to this triangle. Okay, so we have 30 degree right here. 30 degree will correspond with the 8 square root of 3, and then this angle, let's say it's theta, will correspond with the 80 square root of 6. That means we have to use sine rule. Sine rule says 80 square root of 6 over sine theta equals to 8 square root of 3 over sine 30. Okay, let's simplify this. Oh, my bad. I forgot to times it by 10 for this one. 80 square root of 3. Okay, sorry. This one is 80 square root of 3. Okay, next is, this one is 80 square root of 3. I can cross out the 80. And then I can cross out the square root of 3 and square root of 6. We'll have square root of 2. And then sine 30 is half. This one is half. You cross multiply. You'll have half square root of 2 equals to sine theta. So the theta will be 45 degree. That means this one is 45 degree. The question wants you to find this one. The total will be 75 degree. D. Next is question 4 in the triangle ABC. Wait, cannot draw it like that. Okay, this one is A, this one is B, this one is C. Length of AB is 2 square root of 7, BC is 6, ACB is 60. Then the length of AC equals to this with this. Wait, cannot. We only have one angles. That means we have to use cos rho. 2 square root of 7 first equals to 6 square. We let that one as x, so plus x square minus 2 times 6 times x times cos 60. This one will be 4 times 7 is 28. This one is 36. This one is x square. This one is 12x times cos 60 is half. And then I will move this, so 0 equals to x square first. This one is negative 6x. And this one is 36 minus 28. That means plus 8. So 0 equals to x. Let's factorize it like this. So x equals to 4 and x equals to 2. Okay. That means the length of AC can be 4 or 2. The one that is available in the option is 4, so you have to choose 4. Next is another triangle, PQR. This one is P, this one is Q, this one is R. Length of PR equals to 6P, and then PRQ equals to 75 degree. This one is 75, and then PQR is 45. Okay, I think we have to find this one first. That one will be 180 minus 75 minus 45 equals to 120 minus 180 is 60. So that one is 60. This one is 60. Okay, 60 pairs up with this one, and then 45 pairs up with that one. That means we will have to use sine rule. Sine rule means 6p over sine 45 equals to RQ over sine 60. Okay, this is how you calculate it. First, sine 45 is square root of 2 over 2. RQ, we don't know yet. This one is square root of 3 over 2. You can cross out the 2 and then you cross multiply. 6p times square root of 3. We will leave the square root of 2 right there, so we can get the RQ directly. This one is 6 square root of 3p over square root of 2, and then we have to rationalize it like this, and then we calculate this times this equals to square root of 6 over this times this equals to 2. Then you can simplify this, you have the answer. 3 square root of 6p equals to RQ. There you go. C. Next, another bearing. We have to draw this one first. Bearing 135. Okay, so we have a point right there. Then we draw the north. And then we'll measure 135. It's like that. That is the first path. And then change direction into 30 degree. Next is this one. Change its direction to 30 degree. So another north right here. And then we have to draw like 30 degree. 30 degree maybe that big. Like this. This one is 135. Okay. Next is the velocity. The velocity is already given. This one is 20 meter per second. And this one is 10 square root of 6 meter per second. The drone stop moving when its position is due east. Due east means at the right side of the initial position. Yeah, so due east means like this. It's a coincidence I stop at that point. Yeah, if you stop too early like this, I think you have to extend until the drone is on the right side of the initial position. Okay. Next is if the distance traveled during the first movement is 60 meters. So we also know that this one is 60 meters. Find the total time. Okay, so first I think we have to find the distance of the orange line. And also I think we have to find the angle inside the triangle first. Okay, so to find it, I will extend this. So I will know that this one is 135. Okay, that means this one is 180. Take a look at this line. The sum of a line is 180, right, for the angle, minus 135. So I will have 45 for that one. It means this angle is 45. Okay. And then after that, I think I can remove this. So this one is 45 plus 30 equals to 75. This one is 75 degree. And also I want to find this angle. This angle will be 135 minus 90 because this one is 90. That means I will have 45 right here. Okay, now the triangle is not yet. We still have to find this one. So 180 minus 75 minus 45. equals to 60. So this one is 60. This one is 60. I think I can use sine rule to find the length of the orange line. So this one first. 60 over sine 45 equals to sine 60 ya, my bad. Sine 60 equals to x, the orange, over sine 45. Okay, let's calculate this. So we have 60 over square root of 3 over 2 equals to x over square root of 2 over 2. You cross out the 2 and then cross multiply. You have 60 square root of 2 over square root of 3 equals to x. And then you multiply it with square root of 3 over square root of 3. It means 60 square root of 6 over 3 equals to x. You divide it. You'll have 20 square root of 6. 3 equals to x. Okay, so this one is 20 square root of 6 meters. Okay, next is to find the time. The question wants you to find the time. Time is the distance divided by the speed. So this one is 3 seconds. How about this? Time equals to the distance. Distance is 20 square root of 6 divided by the speed. The speed is 10 square root of 6 equals to 2 seconds. So altogether, the time taken is 5 seconds. Next is 7. For question 7, two ships sails from the same point. Okay, let's take a look at this point. That's the initial position of the two ships. We have the red ships and we also have the blue ships. Okay, the 5 loaves travels on a bearing of 328. Okay, let's say that this one is 5 loaves, the red one, yeah. So the red one will be 328. First, because this is a bearing, you have to draw the knot, and then 328 will be this big, yeah. So the ship will be going there. Then for the blue, it's only 13 degree. 13 degrees, maybe this small, and it will be like that. Okay, the first one is 40 miles per hour, and the second one is 20 square root of 2 mile per hour. Okay, this one is 13 and this one is 328. And then the distance traveled by the 5 loaves is, oh, we have this also, the time. The time is 2.5 hours. This one also 2.5 hours. Okay, let's find the distance first. The distance for the red one will be the speed times the time. That means this one is 10, 100 miles. And then the distance for the blue will be 20 square root of 2 times 2.5 equals to, this one is 5, 50 square root of 2 miles. Okay, like that. And then the distance traveled by the 5 loaves, which is the red one, is 500 square root of 2. It's not correct. So this one is not correct. And then the distance traveled by the 2 fish is 60 miles. This one also not correct. You can compare the red and the blue, yeah. And then the angle between the path of the two ships is 45. Okay, so I think we have to find this right now. We have to find this, and to find that one, I have to find this one first. This one. Okay, for this one, I can find it by subtract the 360 with the 328 because this is one rotation. And I will have 32 as the result. So this one is 32. If this one is 32 and this one is 13, that means both of them will be 45. So yes, the angle is 45. And then the two ships are 10 square root of 2 miles apart. Okay, so it's after 2.5 hours. Yeah, so we have to find this right now. because we only have one angles, that means we'll use cos rule. So x square equals to 40 square plus, wait, I think I have to move this. So this one is 20 square root of 2 square minus 2 times 40 times 20 square root of 2 times cos 45. Okay, so x square equals to, for this one I think I want to simplify it first, divide by 10. So I will have 16 plus 8 minus 8, 16 square root of 2 times square root of 2 over 2. Okay, so x will be square root of, this one is 24, this one is 16. 24 minus 16 is 8. That means 2 square root of 2. Don't forget to times it by 10 because we simplified before. So 20 square root of 2. So this one is 20 square root of 2. The option says 10 square root of 2, so this one is not correct. And then next is question 8. For question 8, the diagram shows the design of a slice of cake, blah 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 blah. The price for sugar seeds is 10,000 rupiah per centimeter square. It is given that AC is 3, so AC is 3, this one is 3, and then BC is 8, and then ACB is 60 degree. Okay, and then if the height of the cake is 5, determine the statement is correct or not. Okay, length of AB. First, length of AB, I think I can use cos rule to find the length of AB. So x square equals to 8 square plus 3 square minus 2 times 8 times 3 times cos 60. X equals to 64 plus 9 minus, this one is 24 times 2 times cos 60 is half, so the half and the 2 will be gone. And then this one is still x square. This one is 40, 49. That means x equals to square root of 49. That means x equals to 7. Okay, so we already have the x. The x is 7. And the statement says 7, so the first statement is correct. Next is the area covered with the gem. Gem means the top one. Top one will be area equals to half times A times B times sine C equals to half times 8 times 3 times sine 60. So we have, this one is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times square root of 3 over 2 is 6 square root of 3. Yes, this one is correct. Next is the area covered with the sugar seeds is 18 centimeter square. Okay, so for that one, let's find this area first. This area will be 8 times 5. And then after that, let's find this area. This area is 3 times 5 plus 3 times 5. And then next is to find this area. That area is plus 7 times 5. Okay, so the total area is 40 plus 15 plus 35 equals to, this one 50, 90. It says 18, so this one is not correct. Next is the cost of the sugars. Okay, so the cost is 90 times the price. The price is 10,000. So it should be 900,000 rupiah, not 180. This one is wrong. Okay, next is given that the trigonometric function fx equals to a sine bx attains its first maximum value when f pi equals to 6, find the value of a plus b. Okay. Okay, we will start from this one first. If we draw it a little bit, the shapes will be like this. That is sine without translation, so it will be like this. And the value of the maximum is 6, it says. So this one is 6, This one is -6. That means the amplitude will be 6, and the amplitude will be the value of the A. So A equals to 6, like that. And then next is the B. To find the B, we can tell that the 6 happens when the x equals to pi. So this one is pi. If that one is pi, that means this one is 2 pi. This one is 3 pi, and this one is 4 pi. And that also means the period is 4 pi. And to find the B, we can use this formula. B equals to 2 pi divided by the period. So B equals to 2 pi divided by 4 pi. So the B equals to half. A equals to 6, B equals to half, and then you add them together. You'll have 6 half. 6 half is 13 over 2. Next is question 10. Blah, 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 blah. I don't think that one is important. So let's use this one instead. Yeah. So it says that a voltage over div means its vertical division represent 5 volts. So this one is 5, this one is 10, this one is 15. That, yeah. And this one is -5, this one is -10, and this one is -15. It will be like that. And then for the horizontal, it represent 2 milliseconds for each square. So this one is 2, this one is 4, this one is 6, this one is 8. Yeah, the situation is like that. Next is the equation of the graph is given by given by V equals to A cos WT, where V is the voltage and the T is the time in seconds, while this one is in milliseconds. Yeah, so we have to change it later. Okay, so first I think we have to find the A. The A represent the amplitude, right? Amplitude. That means we have to find the amplitude. The amplitude is this one, that high. So I think it's in between of 10 and 15, which is 12.5. So the amplitude is 12.5. That means right now we already have V equals to 12.5 cos W times T. And then the W itself is the B, right? To find the W, you can use the formula 2 pi divided by the period. Okay, let's find the period. The period will be this one should be right here, yeah, at 0, 0. So let's take a look at this. Oh, this one's confusing because half of them is 2, but for the full one is 5. Okay, let's use this one instead. So we know that this one is 5. That means the next one will be also 5, and that also means the period will be 10. Yeah, so W equals to 2 pi over the period is 10 milliseconds, but it says it has to be in second, so we change the millisecond into seconds. It means we have to divide it by milli to seconds, which is 1000. Okay, like that. So we will have W equals to 2 pi. You can cross out this and then you multiply this. 200 pi. 200 pi, and the amplitude is 12.5. Next is 11. For question 11, we have 2 cos Gx equals to 2 cos half x plus 4 plus pi, and then plus 4. Okay, we will start from here. This one is horizontal stretch by scale factor of, remember for horizontal stretch it has to be 1 over and then half, yeah, the reciprocal of the value. So you'll have 2 for this one, scale factor of 2. That is the first. And we have this. Okay. And then the next one is this one. If that one is horizontal stretch, that means this one is vertical stretch by a scale factor. For this one, it will be the same with the value. Yeah, so it's 2. Vertical stretch scale factor 2. Yes, correct. And then next one is this one. This one is going to the left. If it is positive, going to the left, pi units. And then this one is going up 4 units. That is the transformation. Yes, so going left 4 units. Yes, going right, wrong. Okay, that's 11. Next is 12. For question 12, the question wants you to find the amplitude. It's very easy. You only have to take a look at that value without the negative. So the answer is E. Next is 13. For question 13, we have tan theta. We will start from here. Tan theta equals to 7 over 24. So every time you have sine theta, cos theta equals to numbers over another numbers, you have to do this first. You create a right triangle like this. And then we know that tan theta, this one is the theta. Tan theta is opposite over adjacent, right? So the opposite is 7, adjacent is 24. And then later you can use Pythagoras theorem to find this one. You'll get 25. Okay, next is to find the other trigonometry. Because we are dealing with the cosecant and secant, I think we might need the sine and the cos. Yeah, so we have to find the both of them. Sine theta equals to 7 over 25, opposite over hypotenuse. Cos theta equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, but be careful, we have this, the range, the interval of the theta. The interval of the theta is in the third quadrant. This one is in the third quadrant. And the one that positive in the third quadrant is only tangent, right? So the sine will be negative and the cos will be negative. Okay, that's the preparation. Next is to answer the questions. The question says cosecant 180 plus theta plus secant 90 plus theta. Okay, first is this one. 180 plus theta is in the third quadrant, while this one is 90 plus theta is on the second quadrant. Okay, next is to determine the sine. Cosecant means sine, yeah. Cosecant is 1 over sine, so it's the same. You can say it's the same with sine. Sine in the third quadrant will be negative, so we'll put the negative first. Then we'll give brackets to for the value of the this one, yeah, cosecant 180 plus theta. Because we are talking about 180, that means the cosecant will not change. It will be the same like this. So for this question, you have to do it slowly, yeah. If not, I think you will do a clumsy mistakes for the sign like minus and plus. Plus for this one, secant. Secant on the second quadrant will be negative because secant is cos actually. In the second quadrant, cos will be negative, so you put the negative first, and then you open brackets, and then the value of this one will be, because we are using 90 degree, that means the secant will become cosecant, guys. Cosecant, and then the 90 degree will be gone. It will become cosecant theta. Okay, so we have negative cosecant theta right here plus another negative cosecant theta right there. That means we can combine it into negative cosecant theta. And we already know that cosecant theta is the reciprocal of the sine. That means it will be negative 25 over 7. Yeah, don't forget to put the negative. It means we have 50 over 7 for the final result. Okay, next is another bearing. We have to start from here. It says from town A. That means we draw the point of A first. This one is point A and also the north. and then we'll measure 15 degree. 15 degrees this big, that means this one is 15 degree and this one is town C. Next is B. Town B is due east of town A. Okay, so town B will be somewhere in this line, maybe right here or maybe right here, we don't know yet. Okay, and then next is this one. Town C is on bearing 315 from town B. Okay, this one is a little bit hard, so B, let's assume that the B is right here. That means this one is the north, because it says from B. From B, that means we have to draw the north at B, and also we have to measure 315. 315 will be this big. Yeah, I think it match. Yeah, like this. Okay, this one is 315. Okay, all good. Next is to label the distance of A and B. The distance is 320 square root of 3 kilometers. Next is to calculate the distance between town A and C. The question wants you to find this one, the x. Okay, so first I think I will need this angle. This angle will be 315 minus 270, because this one is 270. Yeah, that means you have to minus it, equals to 45. So this one is 45 degree. And then next is, I also want to find this. This one is 90 minus 15, because this one is 90. Yeah, so it's 75. This one is 75. 75 is not in the table, so I think we have to find this one also. 180 minus 75 minus 45 equals to 60. So this one is 60. Okay, now we already have all of the angles. We can find the x. This one and that one. That means sine rho x over sine 45 equals to 320 square root of 3 over sine 60. So x over square root of 2 over 2 equals to 320 square root of 3 over square root of 3 over 2. You can cross out this one and then cross out this one, and then you cross multiply, you'll have 320 square root of 2. D. Next question is 15. For question 15, we have tangent 1580 degree minus cotangent of 850 degree. Okay, because the angle is more than 360, that means we have to simplify this one first. Yeah, the angle. So I think we can 1080, 360 is 1440. So I think we can minus it with 1440, the multiple of 360. So tangent, we'll have tangent 140 right here, minus, not the cos, the cotangent, oh my god. So for this one, the multiple of 360, that is near 850 is 720. That means this one is cotangent, you minus it, you'll have 130 degree. What? Another cotangent, oh my god. Okay, so 140 is on the second quadrant, tan 140 will be negative on the second quadrant, and to simplify this, I think we can subtract 180 with 140. That means you will have tangent 40. Okay, this is how you calculate it. Minus cotangent. Cotangent is the reciprocal of the tangent, right? So I can rewrite it like this. 1 over... oh, wait. I have another idea. I don't think we have to do that. Okay, so for this one, 130 is on the second quadrant, right? Cotangent in the second quadrant will be negative, and then if we minus it with 180, we'll get 50, right? Minus cotangent 50, and then if we simplify it, we'll have negative tangent 40 plus cotangent 50. Okay, we already finished, but the problem is there is no answers like this. That means maybe we can, we have to use 90 instead of 180 for this one. Let's use let's use 90. Okay, one more time. Cotangent in the second quadrant will be negative. And then because we use 90 degree, that means the cotangent have to be changed into tangent. And then you minus this, you'll have tangent 40, like this. Okay, that means we'll have negative tangent 40 right here, and we'll have positive tangent 40 right here, and the total will be 0. C. Next is 16. For question 16, we have cosecant at the top. I think we can change the cosecant into 1 over sine x to make it easier later, and the second will become 1 over cos x. Yeah, you have to use the formula, and then sine x will still sine x, tangent x will become sine x over cos x. We have this formula also. Yeah, that means you have to memorize all of the formula. Yeah, okay. Next is take a look at this small fractions, small denominator. I think we can eliminate them all by multiplying the fraction with sine x cos x, and the denominator also sine x cos x, like this. Okay, let's multiply it. If you multiply this, the sign will be crossed out, so it will give you cos only. So this one is cos x, and then plus, when you multiply this, the cos will be eliminated, so you will only have sine x over, at the bottom, when you multiply this, you'll have sine square x, and then when you multiply this, the cos will be crossed out. That means we still have another sign right here, so it will become sine cube. Oh my god, there is so many signs. Okay, sine times sine will be sine cube. The cos will be eliminated like that. Yeah. Okay, next you multiply this. You have sine x, plus sine x cos square x. And then next is, I think I can factorize this sign because we have sine and sine, two signs right there, and they are separated by the addition. That means we can factorize it like this: sine x open brackets, and then for this one we'll have sine square x, and that one is cos square x. Okay, this one will be equals to 1 because we have the formula, and then we have this expression as the final result. Let's check the answer. Oh, we don't have this expression in the option. That means we can split the fraction like this, plus sine x over sine x. Cos over sine will become cotangent x, and sine over sine will become 1. Cotangent x plus 1. B. Next is 17. For question 17, the question wants you to find the magnitude of OP and also OQ. The formula of magnitude is square root of x square plus y square plus z square. So you only have to input the x and y and z. The x for the OP is this one, 2. So 2 square plus the y is 2. 2 square plus the z is negative 3. So negative 3 square. Square root of 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 3, 8 plus 9. 8 plus 9 is 17. So square root of 17 for the length of OP. Sorry, it has to be that, like that. Next is the length of OQ. Same thing. Just input the x, y, and z. The x is 3, the y is 0, and the z is 2. Okay, for this one, 9 plus 4 is 13. Square root of 13. Yes, this one is correct. Next is the length of OP minus OQ, not the same with the length of PQ. Okay, let's write it like this first. OP minus OQ not the same with the length of PQ. Okay, OP minus OQ is actually QP, right? We have the formula for this one. Not equal to, sorry, PQ. Okay, this is means the magnitude of QP. So let's say this one is P, this one is Q. The red one represent the length of QP, length, while this one represent the length of PQ, the length. So as you can see, the length is the same, and the option says not the same. That means the statement is wrong. And then OP is parallel to OQ. Parallel means OP have to be K times OQ. And then you insert the OP. OP is 2 to negative 3. K times OQ. OQ is 302. Okay, this one is already obvious because we have 0 right here, but this one is 2. That means we cannot find the value of K, while parallel have to be what is it called? K have to be found for parallel, yeah, and it has to be constant. It cannot be different value. Apa sih ngomong apa? Yeah, so the K cannot be have to be equal for each of the equation. Yeah, so if you find the K from the top one, and then you find the K from the bottom one, and then you find the K from the middle, it has to be the same for all of them. Yeah, and this one we cannot find it because it's already clear that 2 cannot be divided by 0 is undefined. That means they are not parallel. Okay, and then perpendicular. For perpendicular, the formula is OP dot OQ equals to 0. So OP is 2 to negative 3. OQ is 302 equals to 0. And then you multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. And then you multiply this plus 0. And then you multiply this minus 6 equals to 0. Yes, it's 0 equals to 0. That means this one is correct. Next is 18. For 18, we have factor A times with the factor B minus factor A equals to negative 45. So I think we have to start from here. So A dot B, when you multiply this, you have A dot B minus A dot A equals to negative 45. And then the formula for this one is the magnitude of A times the magnitude of B times cos theta. And then minus it with the formula of this one is the magnitude of A times the magnitude of A times cos 0. Why is it cos 0? Because A and A is the same factors. If it is the same factors, that means the angle is 0. And then let's input. The value of A is 6, the value of B is 3. We have to find the theta, I guess. Yeah, find the angle. Minus, this one is 6, this one is 6, this one is 1, equals to negative 45. Let's calculate this. We will have 18 cos theta. This one is 36 equals to negative 45. Then you move the 36 equals to negative 9. So cos theta equals to negative half. So the theta is half is 60 degree, but it is negative. That means it will be in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, it will be 180 minus 60. Yeah, so it's 120. C. Next is question 19. For question 19, the question wants you to find the factor of Km. Km is OM minus OK, the formula of position factors. OM is 2, 1, negative 4. And then OK is 4, negative 1, negative 3. And then you minus it, you have negative 2, 2, and negative 1. Okay, that is Km. Next is the magnitude of Km. Magnitude of Km is square root of x squared. The x is negative 2. the y is 2, and the z is -1. So 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9, equals to 3. B. Next is question 20. The question wants you to find the angle. The formula of angle is m dot n equals to the magnitude of m times the magnitude of n times cos theta. Okay, so m is -5, -4, -3, and then the n is -5, -3, and 4, equals to the magnitude of m is -5 square plus -4 square plus -3 square, and the magnitude of n is -5 square plus -3 square plus 4 square, and then cos theta. Then you multiply this, you have 25, multiply this, it's 12, and then multiply this, it's -12, equals to, this one is square root of, okay, this one is 25, this one is 16, this one is 9. 9 plus 16 is 25, 25 plus 25 is square root of 50. And that one also the same, square root of 50 cos theta. Okay, so this one is 25, this one is 50 cos theta. That means cos theta equals to 25 divided by 50, it's half. Then the theta is 60 degree. C. Next is 21. The question says that the three points are collinear. That means we have to use the formula of collinear, which is KL equals to K times let's say KM, like this. Yeah, you can use KM or maybe LM, that's okay. So KL first. KL is OL minus OK equals to K times, for this one you'll have OM minus OK, like this, and then you only have to input all of them. OL is 9, x minus 3 and 4, minus OK, OK is 4, -2 and 7, equals to K times, this one is OM is 19, -11, and y plus 2, minus OK, OK is 4, -2 and 7. Okay, next is to simplify. This one is 5, this one is x minus 3 plus 2 is -1, and then 4 minus 7 is -3, equals to K times 19 minus 4 is 15, this one is -9, and this one is y, 2 minus 7 is -5. Okay, let's start from here. That one is 5 equals to 15k, so k equals to 1/3. Next is this one, x minus 1 equals to -9k, so x minus 1 equals to -9 times the k is 1/3, this, so x minus 1 equals to -3, x equals to -2. That is the value of the x. Next is y. Y is coming from this one. So -3 equals to k times y minus 5. The k is 1/3. And then I will cross multiply this. So I will get -9 equals to y minus 5. And then you move this. You have y equals to -4. Okay, x is -2. Y is -4. So -2 minus -4 equals to 2. Next is 22. Unit vector. Unit vector is a vector whose magnitude is 1 unit. Yeah, so the length is 1 unit, but the vector itself has a direction. Yeah, so it says a vector that has magnitude, yes, 1 unit, but no direction, it's wrong. Yeah, so this first one is wrong. Next, position vector is a vector drawn for 0, 0. Yes, the position vector is a vector like this. So let's say you have Cartesian like this, and you have a point A. It means this one will be the position vector of OA, like that. Yeah, so it starts from 0, 0. Next, parallel. If this one is correct, that is the formula actually. And then two vectors A and B have the same magnitude, opposite direction is A equals to negative B. Yes, correct. Next is 23, orthogonal projection. Orthogonal projection is, this is Q to P, yeah. So Q to P. I suggest you to write this one first, so it will not clumsy later. The formula is Q times P over the magnitude of P square times it with the vector of P, like this. Yeah, so don't forget to memorize the formula. Equals to Q is for 1, negative 4, and then P is 2, negative 4 and negative 2 over the magnitude of P is square root of 2 square plus negative 4 square plus negative 2 square, like this. And then you times it with the P, 2, negative 4, negative 2. Okay, then you multiply this, it's 8. Multiply this, it's negative 4. And then you multiply this, it's 8. Oh yeah, I forgot the square right here. The square and the square root will be gone. And for the bottom part, you will only have 16, 4, 4 is 24. Like that. Times with 2, negative 4 and negative 2. We will have 12 right here. 12 over 24 is half. So half times 2, negative 4, negative 2. That means 1, negative 2 and negative 1. 1, negative 2, negative 1 is A. Next is 24. For question 24, blah, 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 blah. This is point A. Sorry, this one is point A. And then this one is point B. This one is point C. The question says the lamp is suspended by a steel cable. Okay, this one is the steel cable attached at the projection of point C. Oh, so you have to project this to this metal bar. Okay, that means we have to find the projection of BC to BA, like this. Yeah, if you see the factors, the factors will be BC with BA, like that. Yeah. Okay, so let's find the, it says the distance from point B. The distance is this one, and the distance will be the length of the projection. So the length of projection equals to BC dot BA over the length of BA, like that. Okay, but because we don't have the BC, I think we have to find the BC first. BC equals to OC minus OB equals to OC is 252 minus OB is 3, 1, negative 6 equals to, this one is negative 1, 4 and 8. So negative 1, 4, 8 for the BC. And then for the BA, it will be OA minus OB equals to, OA is 2, 5, negative 7. OB is 3, 1, negative 6. Okay, minus it. You have negative 1, 4, and negative 1. Negative 1, 4, negative 1 over square root of negative 1 square plus 4 square plus negative 1 square. Okay, let's calculate this. So this one is 1. And then next is this one is 16. Next is this one, it's negative 8 over square root of 16 plus 1 plus 1 is 18. Okay, simplify this. 16 minus 7, it's 9 over This one is 3 square root of 2. You have to rationalize it. And then this one is crossed out. So final answer is 3 over 2 square root of 2 from the point of B. Yeah. Okay, next is natural domain. Natural domain of irrational function. Yeah, for irrational functions, the one inside have to be greater than or equal to 0. So x squared plus x minus 6 greater than or equal to 0. The way you solve this is to find the value of x from the numerator and also from the denominator. Okay, for the numerator you have x minus 3 and then x plus 1. For denominator you have x plus 3 and x minus 2, and this one is still greater than or equal to 0. Okay, from the numerator you have x equals to 3, x equals to negative 1. For the denominator you have x equals to negative 3 and x equals to 2. But because this one is denominator, that means it cannot be equal to. Yeah, so you have to consider that the x cannot be equal to negative 3. Next step is to solve the inequality. To solve the inequality, you have to create a number line and then input the value of x that you already have. Negative 1 and 3 right there. This one is 2, this one is negative 3. Okay, for the denominator, you will use empty dot like this. For the numerator, you will see this one. If there is equal sign, that means you have to use the colored dot like this. Yeah, and then we have to test. We have to test for a value of x. I think 0 will be the easiest. Then you input it right there. You'll have 0 square minus 2 times 0 minus 3 over 0 square plus 0 minus 6. You'll have positive 1 over 2. We will not need the 1 over 2. We only need the positive. And 0 is right here. That means this one is positive, 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 positive. Passing the 2, it will become negative. Passing the 3, it will become positive again. This one is negative, this one is positive. And because we want to find the value of greater than 0, that means we have to take the positive one. This, and this. Okay, let's translate this one first. X to the left of negative 3 means x less than negative 3. Or the right one is in between negative 1 and 2 means like this. The sign must be less than. For the 2, it's an empty dot. That means we don't have to put equal to. For the negative 1, it's colored dot, so we have to put the equal to. Next, the last one is this one. To the right side of the 3 will be x greater than or equal to 3. This is the final answer for the domain. Okay, next is 26. For 26, we have to focus on this one. The absorption of the medicine. Absorption of the medicine over time is modeled by T equals to 5 plus T in milligrams. That one is important. And then this one also, elimination of the medicine is modeled by ET, T squared plus 1 liters. And the last one is CT. CT is defined as the amount of medicine, the medicine absorbed and divided by the one eliminated. Yeah, so the absorbed is the yellow one and the elimination is the blue one. So I can tell that CT is the division of the yellow, which is 5 plus T and divided by the blue. The blue is T squared plus 1. So CT is like this, but this one is not correct. Yeah, the concentration of the drug in the bloodstream, this is for the concentration. Yeah, C stands for concentration. So the next thing is the question wants you to find the concentration after 2 hours. After 2 hours means 5 plus 2 over 2 square plus 1 It's 7 over 5, which is 1.4. The question says 2 milligram per liters. This is not correct. Next is the concentration. The first when enter the body. Enter the body means the time is still 0, right? So the question wants you to find the concentration when the time equals to 0. So 5 plus 0 over 0 square plus 1 equals to 5. Yes, this one's correct. Next is another type of drug. The concentration after t plus 3. Okay, so the difference between this and this one is the one that we used before is CT, but this time it's not CT, it's CT plus 3. That means the function is already composite. Yeah, so we have another functions inside the CT. Okay, and to calculate C5, you cannot just input the t equals to 5 because we have another functions, remember? Yeah, so we have to find the real value of the t first. Because t plus 3 have to be equals to 5, that means the time itself will be 5 minus 3 equals to 2. Now, after this, we can input it right there. So the value is 4 plus 2 over 2 squared plus 1. 6 divided by 5 equals to 1.2. So the answer is 1.2. That's correct. 27. Choose the correct statement. Okay, so for the first one, we have fx equals to 2x squared plus 1. I think this one is even. Yeah, that means we don't have to check the odd one. To check the even, you only have to find the f negative x. That means 2 times. You substitute the x with negative x like this. Square plus 1. You'll have 2x squared plus 1. If the result is the same with the original functions, that means this function is an even function. Yes, correct. Next is the second. The second is fx equals to x to the power of 3 minus 3x. For this one, you have to check whether it is odd or not. That means you only have to, you have to find this one first. Equals to like this and like this. Okay, you replace the x with negative x, and then you calculate. Negative times negative will be negative, and then x times x times x equals to x to the power of 3. This one is negative times negative become positive, like this. And then we also have to find the negative fx. Negative fx is negative times the fx. The fx is x cubed minus 3x. So you'll have negative x to the power of 3 plus 3x. If they are the same, that means the function is odd. Okay, second is correct. Next, the third. The third is 1 over x. We have to check the functions whether it is odd or not. First is this one. So 1 over negative x. We cannot simplify it anymore, so let's go to the next step. Negative fx means negative, and then open brackets 1 over x, and the result is negative 1 over x. They are the same, that means the function is odd. Okay, next is the last one. Fx equals to x squared minus 3x plus 1. It says even, so let's check it. F negative x equals to negative x squared minus 3 times negative x plus 1. So you input negative x like this, and then you calculate. The result is x squared plus 3x plus 1. They are not the same, so they are not an even function. Okay, so the correct statement is the first, the second, and the third. Okay, next is about rational function. And I think the statement is talking about asymptotes, yeah. Okay, so let's find the asymptote. First is vertical asymptote. It will be taken from the denominator, x minus 1 equals to 0, so x equals to 1. That is the vertical asymptote. Next, horizontal asymptote. It's taken from the coefficient of the x. So it will be y equals to 3 over 1, which is 3. Okay, let's check the statement. The function has a vertical asymptote, yes. Horizontal asymptote, yes, but it doesn't have slanted, so this one is wrong. Next, vertical asymptote is x equals to 3, no, it should be x equals to 1. Next is horizontal asymptote equals to 3, yes. Minimum point, as we can see, the shapes of this function will be like this. There is no minimum point, so this one is wrong. Concavity does not change. Wait, I think it changed, yeah. It changed because this is opens up and this one is opens down, so this one is not correct. Wrong answers, sorry. Next is 29. For 29, given that piecewise function, the question wants you to find the value of f1. Oh no, the question says f1 equals to f6, yeah. Okay, so f1 means you have to input the x equals to 1 to this one, because 1 is in between 0 and 5. So we have to use the first one, 2 times x minus k, the x equals to 1 equals to the f6. f6 is this one, the second, because 6 is in between 5 and 7, yeah. So the second one will be 6, and then 6 times 6 minus 3, like that. 2 minus k equals to 6 times 3, so negative k equals to 18 minus 2, negative k equals to 16, k equals to negative 16, 8. And the last one is question 30. First, we have to take a look at the functions, and then this sentence, backwards when the velocity is negative. And the question wants you to find the interval of value of the time when the velocity is negative backwards. Yeah, that means we have to write it like this: 3t squared minus 4t plus 1 over t squared plus 2t plus 3. It has to be less than 0, yeah, because it says backwards when the velocity is negative. That means it has to be less than 0, like that, yeah. And then you have to solve this like usual. This is rational inequality. That means you have to find the value of x from the top. 3t, of course you have to factorize 1 1. This one is minus, this one is also minus, and then over. Next is the bottom part. For the bottom part, I don't think we can factorize it, and I don't think we can find the value of t, because the value of the b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. Let's try it. So this one is 2 square, which is 4, minus 4 times a equals to 1 times c equals to 3. And as you can see, the value is negative 8. Negative 8 is less than 0. If it is less than 0, that means no roots. Yeah, there is no value of t satisfied. So this one will be stay the same. T squared plus 2t plus 3. That means we only have this value of t, which is 1 over 3, and t equals to 1. If you found an equation like this, that means you have to ignore the denominator, yeah. In the number line later, you only have to input the 1 over 3 and also 1. Okay, let's take a look at this. It's only less than, that means we cannot give colors to the dot, just leave it blank like that. And then we have to test for a value of x. I will take 0, and then I will input it right there. You will have 1 over 3 for the result later, and it's positive, yeah. So 0 is right here before 1 over 3, and the value is positive for this region. And then for this region it will become negative. This one will be another positive. The question wants you to take the less than 0. Less than 0 means the negative part, and we can write it as 1 over 3 less than t less than 1. And the question also tells you this, like a less than t less than b. That means a equals to 1 over 3, b equals to 1. The question wants you to add them, a plus b, it will become 4 over 3, which is d. Okay, that is the solution of your ASAP practice. I hope that you can understand it well. If you cannot, just ask me. Thank you. Bye-bye.